Is this a drill or something?
Sith holocrons were a device used by the Sith capable of containing information, and when the holocron was accessed in the season finale, briefly we heard a disembodied voice that sounded very familiar, and the person who voiced it may just shock you.
Who comes for?
Ezra Bridger. I was told this holocron is the key to knowledge.
Indeed, Ezra Bridger. And do you know what knowledge is?
Tell me.
Knowledge is power.
Now, much like a Sith holocron's Jedi counterpart, they originally had an owner who would imprint their teaching into the holocron to preserve their knowledge over time. As many of you have suspected, the voice of the holocron we saw, or presence as it's referred to officially on IMBD, is voiced by Nika Futterman, the same voice actor to voice Ventress in Star Wars The Clone Wars. Now, Ventress cannot be the voice of the holocron, surely, I hear you say. For one, she died in Dark Disciple around 15 plus years ago, and her death seemed almost peaceful, and in no way did she seem to be intent on following the ways of the Sith. And as far as we know, the temple hadn't been breached since at least before Sidious's time, as he had previously tried and failed with Maul's help and clearly sent Vader to the temple to retrieve said holocron he couldn't. So if we know all of this, but it is Nika Futterman's voice officially, we're only left with a couple of options. In regards to Ventress, the only way that Nika Futterman portrayal of the now deceased Ventress is if she's one with the Force, but somehow dark side spirit guiding Ezra for purposes unknown, and it would be a long stretch to have her be related in any way to a long lost holocron she didn't come in contact with. Now, many of you will say, okay, it's an old Republic holocron. Why not have Nika Futterman voice an entirely new Sith Lord? Which could happen, or even Darth Traya, which is the most likely answer. Why are they bringing back Kodor ships, tying crossguard lightsabers to the Old Republic in the new timeline, and then go to a planet called Malachor from KOTOR 2 and not bring a Sith Lord from the KOTOR series tied back to it directly? Now, we know how much Dave Filoni, he loves bringing back Clone Wars actors. However, the entire reason he didn't bring back Revan officially in the Clone Wars was because the episode was going to feature Revan as a dark side Force ghost, which he stated he thought it just wouldn't work. So we ruled out Ventress's character as a Force ghost. We ruled out Ventress voicing a holocron as she died a long time after the temple was sealed, but Traya, or a new / multiple Sith, can make sense in voicing a holocron, as it isn't necessarily just one Sith's teaching. There's also a wildcard entry. After seeing Pablo Hidalgo's tweet, as well as the fact that KOTOR 2, Traya referred to Revan as a she, remember that KOTOR is now Legends, entirely plausible that the presence is Darth Revan. However, they switched his gender, as for a long time it was officially unknown what gender he was because you as the player played them and picked it, so BioWare then went, oh yeah, by the way, Revan's a guy, and bam, he appears in the Old Republic, and then the novelization, everything officially said he was a male. However, now that's all retconned, so it can go any way they want if they want to bring him or her back. But I think that would piss off a lot of fans. We know what Revan looks like in our heads, and Revan's relationship with, say, Bastila and their children was something that people really loved. Not saying that a girl Revan and Bastila couldn't work, but hey, we know that that wouldn't be a thumbnail on a Disney XD cartoon. They're just some of my theories on what lies ahead in Season 3 for the holocron. We do have something official to go off, and it's very interesting to think about the presence and what that could mean. But that's just my theory, and the beauty of this video is it's just the start of the discussion. Our love for Star Wars surrounds and it binds us together, so let me know in the comments below, who do you think the presence is, and why do you think they brought back Nika Futterman? Because if you love Star Wars, I want to talk to you about it. It's as simple as that. If you want to stay up to date with the latest Star Wars videos on origins, games, and theories, don't forget to use those force powers of yours and hit subscribe. And hey, leave a comment below about what you want to see in future videos. It may just get covered. Thanks for watching, and may the force be with you. Always.